They get beans around the cavity, right around that pee hole right there. Beans interfere with urination because it puts pressure against the urethra, and it's very, very uncomfortable. Warm water and pull cotton, and I use ivory soap because it's the gentlest soap. They do make things for sheaths that you can buy in your tack shop. And I start with the soapy water, and we just start cleaning. I don't re-enter this back into the soapy water because why get my water dirty when I'm trying to clean something really good? We have him tranquilized because it helps him relax and drop down. There's a lot of bad junk in there, Michael. You gotta get up in there and get that out of there. Another reason I tranquilize, when I get my horses in for spring training, I have the vet come tranquilize them because you're not worrying about racing at that point. First thing I do with my horses when they're tranquilized is I clean their sheath on the geldings, I pull their manes, and then while I have a little tranquilizer left, I'll clip their legs and get that all done. Cleaning a stallion's sheath, which you need to do before you do any breeding. Then every time after you breed them, you need to clean them. But with the stallion, we don't use the soap because that stallion needs that good bacteria in there to fight infection from breeding. So just use clean, warm water. Now I'm going to check him for the beans, and if I find one, which I did, I'll show it to you. Let me see if I can find another one. I'm still not happy with all the gunk up in there. Good Lord.
Wow. Holy moly.
Yeah. My God, he has a lot in there.
Oh, I'll hold that.
See what I'm talking about, people? It's nasty. Especially horses who are out in the pasture and they're raising up a bunch of dust. Watch your wedding rings that they don't dig into them. You might want to turn your rings upside down on them. One time I was at a women's camp, and all us women had to do something to teach people. So I decided to teach everyone how to clean a sheath. Oh my goodness. Like every single person had, I bet it was 90% geldings. And I cleaned at least 10 sheaths that day because I could show people how to do it, but they couldn't actually. Some of them were grossed out by it. Some of them were just too cautious to get up in there. So I found one tumor, but I found about 15 or 20 beans in that set of horses. It was gross. Boy, you could tell. There was one horse that had his ears pinned the whole time we were there. After we got done cleaning his sheath, he was so happy. He was a happy horse. Okay, now I'm going to rinse. Rinse it out. I'm going to check one more time for any beans. Any more beans. Oh, buddy. No. No more beans. I got the one, but you know what? I'm really thankful I got that one, because it was fairly good size one. Enough to be uncomfortable. But back to my horse with the pinned ears. After we were done cleaning his sheath, he had big beans. He had beans the size of like a dime. When we were all done with him, his ears were up. He was a happy boy. Okay. I also suggest only using the products I recommend, because the other products can irritate them. This is so important because if you keep this clean, it's going to help keep infections, kidney, bladder, infections like that. Okay, now I got one more step here. What I do before we're done, I reach up in there and kind of dry it. And then, in case you did scratch him while you were up in there, I put Ferricin on it. And if you're going to be a groom at the racetrack, you might as well get used to doing this, because you are going to do it. Because it costs quite a bit of money to have the vet do it. And there's no reason to have a vet do it. Sure, your vet can tranquilize them, but there's no reason a vet has to do that for you. It's not hard. Plus, if you want to impress a trainer, know how to do this. Or, it's another way to make a few bucks. You can go around and clean sheets for people. Get yourself $10 or $20 a sheet. You can make quite a bit of money. Alrighty, there we go. Good job, Mikey.